Ever wondered what it took to bring Formula One racing into the night? In 2008, the Singapore Grand Prix made history by hosting the first ever Formula One night race. But the story behind it is truly electrifying. Organizers faced the massive challenge of turning night into day, installing more than 1,600 powerful floodlights along the Marina Bay Street circuit, enough to illuminate the track 4 times brighter than a typical stadium. Engineers custom-designed the lighting system to eliminate shadows and glare, ensuring drivers could race at full speed without losing visibility. The heat generated by these intense lights, combined with Singapore's tropical humidity, created a uniquely demanding environment for drivers and teams, testing their endurance like never before. The spectacle was unlike anything F1 had seen. Cars gliding under city skyscrapers, their colors glowing vividly in the artificial light. The success of the Singapore GP not only dazzled fans worldwide, but also paved the way for more night races, forever changing the sport's atmosphere and global appeal. Did you know Formula One's forgotten ancestor was part of the Olympic Games? In 1908, long before F1 became the pinnacle of motorsport, the London Olympics hosted a Grand Prix that would lay the groundwork for future racing legends. The event, known as the 1908 Olympic Grand Prix, wasn't just a showcase of speed, it was a grueling test of endurance, skill, and innovation. Held at Brooklands, the world's first purpose-built motor racing circuit, drivers faced a challenging 2.5-mile track in cars that barely resembled today's streamlined machines. These early racers, open to the elements and lacking basic safety features, pushed the limits of engineering and driver bravery. The Grand Prix featured teams from France, Italy, and Great Britain, with huge crowds captivated by the spectacle of roaring engines, daring overtakes, and mechanical ingenuity. Though the Olympic Grand Prix was never repeated, its influence can be seen in the spirit, structure, and international competition of modern Formula One. Next time you watch an F1 race, remember it all began with Olympic dreams and the courage of those early pioneers. What would you do the night before risking your life at 200 miles per hour? For Formula One drivers, the answer is as unique as each champion. Take Lewis Hamilton, who insists on wearing a specific pair of lucky socks only on race day, convinced they bring him good fortune and confidence. Meanwhile, Sebastian Vettel had a habit of naming his cars and speaking to them before every race, believing it created a bond that enhanced his performance and focus. Michael Schumacher, the legendary 7-time world champion, always got into his car from the left side, considering it a lucky charm that helped him stay grounded. Some drivers go even further. Daniel Ricciardo listens to the same carefully curated playlist before every Grand Prix, using music to calm his nerves and sharpen his concentration. Others, like Fernando Alonso, follow a strict meal plan and repeat the same pre-race meal down to the last detail to maintain routine and control over their physical and mental state. These rituals, quirky as they seem, play a crucial role in helping drivers manage stress, build confidence, and sharpen focus before the lights go out and the race begins. Did you know there's a secret weapon hiding right behind the wheels of every Formula One car? Let's talk about brake ducts, the unsung heroes that do way more than you think. While their main job is to channel air onto the brake discs, preventing them from overheating at speeds over 200 miles per hour, these clever ducts play a double role. Engineers have designed them to also direct just the right amount of air toward the tires. Why? Because tire temperature is everything in F1. Too cold and the car slides. Too hot and the tires degrade in minutes. By controlling the airflow through intricate duct shapes and vanes, teams can fine-tune how much heat transfers from the brakes to the tires, helping tires reach their perfect operating window faster. This means better grip out of every corner and a real advantage on race day. The design of these ducts is such a closely guarded secret that teams will cover them in the garage to hide details from rivals. Next time you see a pit crew working on a car, take a closer look at those ducts. They're tiny, but they make a huge difference. Did you know that Formula One's first ever turbocharged victory changed the sport forever? In 1910, Renault made a daring move that left the racing world stunned. At a time when all teams relied on naturally aspirated engines, Renault introduced a tiny 1.5-liter turbocharged V6, nicknamed the Yellow Teapot, because of its frequent mechanical failures and clouds of steam. Many experts and fans mocked the car, doubting its reliability and power. However, Renault's engineers were convinced they had discovered a revolutionary technology. By forcing more air and fuel into the engine, the turbocharger generated immense power from a smaller, lighter engine, offering a new path to speed and efficiency. After years of development and setbacks, their persistence paid off in 1979 when Jean-Pierre Dubuis drove the turbocharged Renault RS10 to a groundbreaking victory at the French Grand Prix. This historic win proved the turbo concept was not only viable, but superior, igniting a fierce competition as rival teams rushed to develop their own turbocharged machines. Turbocharged engines soon dominated Formula One, forever transforming the sport's technology and performance standards. What if a Formula One Grand Prix lasted less than half an hour? That's exactly what happened at the 1991 Australian Grand Prix, the shortest race in F1 history. Held on the challenging streets of Adelaide, the race started under threatening dark clouds. Within minutes, a sudden torrential downpour transformed the circuit into a flooded, slippery nightmare. Water sprayed wildly from the tires, drastically reducing visibility to just a few meters. Drivers fought desperately to keep their cars on track, with many spinning out or crashing into barriers. Even legends like Ayrton Senna, Nigel Mansell, and Gerhard Berger struggled to maintain control in these treacherous conditions. After only 14 laps, race officials decided the danger was too great and waved the red flag to stop the race. The entire event lasted just 24 minutes and 34 seconds, setting an F1 record for the shortest completed race. Despite the brief distance, half points were awarded, a rare occurrence in Formula One history. The 1991 Australian GP stands as a dramatic example of how unpredictable weather can shape the sport. What if a single race car was so innovative, it was banned after just one race? Meet the Brabham BT46B, better known as the fan car. In 1978, Formula One teams were fiercely competing to find new ways to generate downforce and improve grip. Brabham's brilliant designer, Gordon Murray, engineered a car with a large rear-mounted fan. But this fan wasn't just for cooling. The spinning blades actively sucked air from beneath the car, literally pulling it closer to the track and creating an enormous downforce. At the Swedish Grand Prix, the BT46B made its dramatic debut and stunned the world by dominating the race with superior cornering and speed. Rival teams immediately protested, claiming the fan violated the rules. But Brabham cleverly argued it was primarily for engine cooling, a loophole in the regulations. The FIA allowed the victory to stand, but under intense pressure from other teams, Brabham voluntarily withdrew the car from competition. The fan car's legacy? It forced Formula One to clarify its technical rules and sparked decades of aerodynamic innovation. Few cars in history have left such an immediate and lasting mark on the sport. Did you know Formula One once raced on a circuit so long it vanished from the calendar forever? Welcome to the legend of the Pescara Grand Prix, home to the longest F1 track in history. Nestled along Italy's Adriatic coast, the Pescara circuit spanned a staggering 25.8 kilometers, over twice the length of today's longest F1 tracks. Imagine roaring through quaint villages, twisting mountain roads, and sweeping coastal straits, all in a single lap. The track was so vast that drivers would disappear from sight for several minutes at a time, leaving fans anxiously awaiting their return. Pescara's layout was a true test of skill and bravery. High-speed sections demanded flat-out courage, while narrow, bumpy roads punished even the slightest mistake. With minimal safety barriers, unpredictable surfaces, and changing weather conditions, every lap was a thrilling adventure. The last F1 race at Pescara took place in 1957, making it a ghostly relic of motorsport's wildest era. Have you ever wondered what it takes to turn night into day for Formula One? The 2008 Singapore Grand Prix made history as the sport's first ever night race, illuminating the streets with over 1,500 floodlights and dazzling fans worldwide. Racing under artificial lights brought unique challenges. Drivers had to adjust to sharp shadows, altered depth perception, and the relentless humidity of Singapore's Marina Bay. Teams meticulously prepared, tweaking car setups to handle not just the tight, twisting street circuit, but also the cooler temperatures and changing track conditions that came with nightfall. The spectacle was unforgettable. Cars gleamed against the inky backdrop, and the city skyline sparkled beyond the circuit, creating a breathtaking fusion of speed and urban beauty. The logistics were staggering. Miles of cables powered the lighting system, which was so bright it rivaled daylight, ensuring safety and visibility at every corner. This groundbreaking event set a new standard for glamour and drama in F1, proving that racing under the stars could be just as thrilling and demanding as in the sun. What if I told you a Formula One car once raced with not 4, but 6 wheels? In 1976, the Tyrrell P34 stunned fans and competitors alike with its radical 6-wheel design. Unlike anything seen before or since, the P34 featured 4 tiny front wheels instead of the usual 2. But why take such a bold step? The genius behind this innovation was to improve grip and reduce aerodynamic drag simultaneously. By using 4 smaller front tires, the P34 increased the total contact patch with the track, providing superior front-end grip during cornering. At the same time, the smaller front wheels allowed for a lower, narrower front profile, which minimized drag and enhanced straight-line speed. This clever combination gave the car a unique advantage on the track. The P34 wasn't just a novelty, it proved its worth by famously scoring a remarkable 1-2 finish at the 1976 Swedish Grand Prix. Despite its success, the design was eventually abandoned due to difficulties in developing suitable tires for the tiny front wheels. Still, the Tyrrell P34 remains an enduring symbol of Formula One's spirit of innovation and creative engineering. Want more mind-blowing motorsport stories? For more intriguing videos, subscribe.